Hey everybody, welcome to the Casa Kitchen, and recently I did about over an hour of an install video of putting in our wall-mounted hooded vent for our Fisher Paykel stove. And I always love the Fisher Paykel stove because it has a really great convection oven in it, which means it has a fan that moves the heat around so you don't get any hot spots or for burning and things like that. But one of the things that was always missing was the hood over top of it. So recently I had a chance with Missy Jen, my partner, to install that. And I want to just do a quick video talking about some of the things that we learned on doing an install like this, and maybe have some of Jen's thoughts on things that she observed in doing this job. But first, well, I'll have her come in and get ready here, but I'm going to just do a close-up pan and show you some of the features on here first. Okay, there's Missy Jen. Thanks for being in, honey, to do this video. And you were front and center on this job yesterday, and you can see that this thing is really composed of, well, really two parts here. We have the fan mechanism itself with the light, and we have a timer built in here, and we have several speeds of the fan, 3 speeds to be exact here. And it has a really nice finish. It was designed for a 36-inch stove, as we have here. Most stoves are like a 30-inch. This is a 36. It's a little longer than usual here, but you can see it has a really handsome tower that goes up to the top and goes in. Now this is what's called a recirculating model, right, Jen? In other words, we didn't punch any holes in the top. This uses carbon filters that you change out every couple months or so, and that absorbs any of the grease and things. So it was ideal for us. I don't want to put another hole up there. So Missy Jen, what do you think about? I think you've talked about having light on top of the well, the stove when you're cooking and things. So what are your thoughts on the unit here? What are the things you like? You like that light on it, but it really came with a good quality stainless. Of course, the first one we ordered from Florida, it made it all the way here to California, and then the FedEx driver here smashed it getting out. But we got the money back on that, and then they sent this unit. This unit was it was very well packaged, and I'm going to give you the website that this was bought off of eBay. And this came out of California. It came out of Pomona, California. And it's shoprangehoods.com. Shoprangehoods.com. And they have a phone number 626-453-0550. And this has a 3-year warranty on it, excuse me. Now, Jen, you observed a lot of the install. You helped me a bit, but what were your takeaways from the install? What are the things that were noteworthy in your mind in trying to install this?
I would say if you are a person that is not too knowledgeable about do-it-yourself, and you do want to do it yourself, and you are like we had no electric or nothing, no electric outlet or nothing there, and we had no studs or nothing.
Yeah, in other words, behind here, what you're saying is there was no electric feed there. We had to drop our own and put an outlet there and all that. So.
And you have to have stud walls. You have to have some kind of a support there.
Like a cross bracing to stick in there.
Bracing there that you can, drill into to.
Yeah, because tell them how much this weighs. This is.
I mean, it's 50 plus pounds.
Yeah, 50 plus pounds. So if you think you're going to hang it on one stud,
right, it's not
going to cut it.
So you have to have it hanging on 2
really meaty,
really thick screws. So you have to have at least a white board that is inside of that wall across. So you need to have, you need to like check your wall and everything. And then if you don't have that in your wall, usually you have your 1 foot between.
Yeah,
you,
12 or 6. This is 16
Right.
inches
There
on the
is usually
center.
nothing there, so you
Right.
have to basically open the wall up.
You can't just use drywall anchors to hold this
Right.
thing. What's going to happen? You're going to come in one morning and it's going to
And
be on,
it'll
it's going to be
just rip it
smashed.
out. Right.
Yeah. So you've got to make sure that you're going to have to open up your wall as we did. Put cross bracing in, and you're not going to be happy when you see the screws that they give you to
Right.
hold this up. So we ended up using screws that were about 50% thicker and 50% longer. And when they went in, you knew this unit was going to stay up. And this had 2 screw holes in it, and we added a center third one for that to get that
So
weight.
in our case, additionally, we had to do the electric. We had to, Rosie had to bring an electric feed down and install a outlet, electric outlet. Now, some of you might already have an electric outlet handy. That's there, but
Yeah, probably not in that location, so you're going to need to fish your wire in. An electrician's going to have to find a junction box up top, tap into that, and bring off a feed there. So you
So-
don't want to do that unless you're, you know,
I basically would recommend for anybody to have a contractor or somebody that knows what they're doing come out and do that for you. The open up the wall and putting in some kind of a crossboards.
yeah,
and
that's not a
stuff,
bad idea.
And
Yeah.
have somebody do the electric for you, and then close the wall back up.
Leave your 2
And
hanging screws and
The right, and then hanging up the
hood. Yeah,
the hood itself. That's something that you can probably do yourself. But the other work that you do before, making sure you have the support inside of the wall and all the electric feed and everything.
Critical.
I definitely recommend to have a professional do
Yeah,
that.
because you could really hurt yourself if this thing comes off. This is a big
And
unit.
you will see that when you go and watch the videos on the channel here. You will see exactly how specific that has to be. It has to be very precise. You know, you can't make any mistakes.
That layout has to be perfect
It has to
because
be all
believe me, when you're
perfect.
deadlifting 45 pounds at the end of your arms, it's really kind of a one shot. You know, you're not going to have a lot of time to goof around with, and you want to make sure when you put that on those big heavy screws that thing just goes right
Even
down.
putting in the boards inside between the beams and everything inside of the wall, cutting out the drywall. That is all precision.
Yeah, that has to
work.
be precisely cut out. You can see we even have a few marks. We still have to go
Yeah.
back and second coat that up there. But you can see if you can do that precision work, then there's no evidence that the wall was ever reopened or any of
Right.
that work done. And that, but be safe and just think about it. These are some of the considerations that you want to think about.
So if you have no experience in drywalling or doing framework, I would definitely recommend, or electric work, to have all the work done, the framing, the drywalling and everything done by professionals. And then if you decide you want to then do your measurements and hang the hood yourself, that's something you can do yourself.
Yeah, if you don't want to do it yourself, let's talk money. This was a $300 unit here, and you know, it came wrapped with the protective on the stainless steel, so you couldn't just readily scratch that. You got to be really careful. This stuff is unforgiving. For the slightest little scratch just catches your eye. But figure about $300 for the unit here. And then you're going to look at $300 to $500 for prep work, and you know it's probably going to be 3 or 4 hours on one day, and then 2 hours the next, 2 or 3 hours the next to finish
Yeah.
that up. And I think you'd agree, Missy Jen, it just makes the kitchen, doesn't it? It's a focal point.
It's beautiful. It really, really is a nice final touch to make the kitchen complete. And
And it's cleaner too. We won't have any of those microscopic, grease things going around the kitchen.
Right.
So, all right. Well, that's our thoughts
So-
on doing that type of work. If you were thinking about that DIY on doing it yourself, wall-mounted range hood with vent. This is the recirculating type. You just change the. This opens up, and you just change the charcoal filters up in there every few months or so. And it's pretty easy. You know, if I was doing a lot of very intense cooking using grease and things like that, I might be tempted to have the ducted kind on
Right.
the outside, because it would just fill up so much. I think.
yeah, it actually did come with a hose. You
Yeah, it
can,
does have the duct that goes
you
up.
can
now.
actually, I think, transform this one into where you can
Yeah, it's meant
transfer
to. It's
the
meant to
duct
change
out
into a duct, a
into
6-inch duct.
upstairs.
All right. Well, thank you,
So-
honey. That's our thoughts on the install here and the possibilities of doing it yourself. And we want to thank you for being in the Casa kitchen here and celebrating our new range hood here, our new beautiful stainless steel range hood, and giving a few tips, pointers, and our overall opinions about the job and the product and all that. Okay? ShopRangeHoods.com. We're not sponsored. We're not receiving any compensation from them. But I do love the way the product looks, and it's very well made. And I'm hoping we're going to get really good duty out of that. Okay? Thanks for being along, everyone, and stay tuned. Always more to come.